That was my interpretation of what you said. If the procedure wasn't followed according to the charter, I would think that makes everything that occurs in this meeting tonight, absolutely everything, null and void. Is there any reason that I should not think that if we have not followed procedure tonight? And I feel strongly, Sean was an elected official, and I don't think that anybody has the right to alter our representation as per our elections. And I feel that that may have been done tonight. And that's
Tom,
a real
I'm
problem.
not going to respond.
No, if you can, or
Other
won't answer.
than, no, I said, not that I won't, but I already have. I think I put on the record a rationale for my position earlier in the meeting. I haven't changed since earlier in the meeting.
That's your opinion.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's not a technicality, and if that is required, it's required. Aside from that, I think it's pathetic that we had an armed officer here, especially in light of what's just going on in Sandy Hook. We have an armed officer in our zoning commission meetings, and we don't do that for our school children. I mean, you must feel very big over this. I can't understand why you would do something like that. That shows you have no respect for the Woodbury people. Aside from that, I'm going to go on, and as I have reminded you folks at quite a number of meetings, we're now 28 months into the issue on political signs since we sought to have that repealed. You people went through a workshop. It was voted to repeal in the workshop. You countered that after your public hearings. We don't know where it is right now. This also takes us into the 4th calendar year. This started in 2010. I think this is a new zoning record. It's hell of a variation from your 3-month time frame that you had originally given. And I mean, this is pathetic that we're just taking all these courses, which I think is in the wrong direction, and it can't help but hurt Woodbury. Thank you.
The only response I'd like to make, which I think deserves a response, is you made the statement a minute ago, we don't know where we are. We know where we are. Tonight, the commission elected, voted to put a different regulation amendment into the draft and go to public hearing. That's where we are. We know exactly where we are. That's where we are.
Well, we don't know where we
And that
stand
happened
with the
tonight, we were
overall
sitting
issue
right
as
there.
the public.
You're sitting right there, Tom.
But we still don't know exactly where it stands and where it is in the legalities. And we've sought clarification since 2010.
Right. Anyone else wants to argue?
Am I recognized now?
You are the most recognizable man in town.
No, I doubt that. Look at Main Street North. My only question is, I was surprised that the item that you added to the draft was not read so that we could hear it. You voted on something that you all read pieces of, but did not read it publicly, so it was not announced. And I would expect that when somebody votes on something that the public would know what they were voting on. You said that it is in addition to the draft. That's all we heard. I don't know if it refers to the aquifer, political signs, what Ted brought up, repair shops, or what it applies to. So I would suggest that in deference to the public and openness, that those be read so people understand what you're voting on. I did not know what you voted on.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay.
Tom Harris again. I just wanted to follow up on what Art said about Agenda 21. Anybody that is not familiar with Agenda 21, I strongly suggest that you Google it and read some of the literature that is available online. It's very controlling. It's international. It has a lot to do with control of water, but it's basically taking away individual rights, and it really deserves everybody's study to decide whether or not you want to go along with it. It's not something to just look the other way on and let sneak in and then realize how it happened after the gate's been slammed shut and we have no more rights on it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Moving